And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Top 10 Week. Thank you for being here. I am really excited because I have three really good friends that have joined me, and they have been with me before. So let me bring them on. I have Disney Dan. They call me Mr. Disney Dan. And I have Jim, more sunshine, please, who had this list made weeks ago.
Sweat and prepared. Crazy.
Sticking with that story, yes.
And my partner and friend Rob Fuzz, who I want to say has a premiere coming tonight. Do not miss this. Thank you guys for being here for Top 10 Movie Lines.
It's gonna be great.
Yes, I'm so excited. I was kind of mad at you, Dean, because I love your topic. I love your idea. So good.
So
Yeah, well, we are gonna. Yeah, thank you. All right, guys. First of all, let me just go say hello to the chat. And so Rob Fuzz is out there. Hey, thanks for being on. Sherry, awesome sunsets. Now, Sherry, you said earlier you did yours already. Did you mean you created your list or you did the show? I didn't quite understand. But Sherry is doing a top 10 topic, travel destinations for 2021. And then we have got Keith, big Disney fan here. Nice to have you in the house. We have got Disney Dan. Oops. We've got Jonathan Chong. Always good to see you. Stacy Rogers. Awesome. We have T. Marie's Place. Tina, welcome. And then we also have Pearl Manhattan, who was up at like 6 in the morning watching my news show. So I appreciate that, Pearl. And we have Annie Coog. Is that Cougar? Coog? 86. I don't know how you pronounce that, but thanks for coming here for the first time. And we also have, I know I saw, hold on. It's Joey's World. Nice to have you here, Lisa. Oh my gosh, this is going fast. We have What in the World with Russ. Russ, welcome to the show. We have Walt, Mouse Talk. Good to have you here. And I know I saw the Mickey Bunch. Kelly, welcome. We have Grace F here. Grace, so good to see you. And oh my gosh, I know I'm missing some here. Did I miss anybody, guys? Okay. All right.
Russ, you got everyone, yeah.
Everyone's being very well behaved here. So we're gonna go around. We're gonna do our top movie lines, and then while we're doing this, please feel free to shoot your movie lines into the chat. I will do my best to feature them. And so, guys, I don't know. Maybe let's just go around really quickly first. Dan, what's going on with you in your life?
Well, firstly, Dean, thank you for inviting me onto the stream. I'm really excited. Firstly, just being here with these incredible people to talk about my favorite form of art, and that is movies. I did actually have to disclose to Rob Fuzz that all my quotes won't be part of Jaws 4. So there are other quotes than Jaws 4.
Looking forward to that.
So I've actually not chosen anything for Jaws 4 because we all know that I probably would have chosen.
That's its own stream. That's its own
Jaws.
stream.
Yeah, it'll be its own stream. In terms of my channel, I had Disney Fiasco this weekend, which was a lot of fun with the Disney Nerd Herders. They joined me as well as the Philly crew and Meg from Mickey's Magic. It was a lot of fun. So if you guys want to go check that out, we talked about Disney movies that you have to watch before going to Walt Disney World. And then also yesterday, Walt and I from Mouse Talk, we did our Disney movie review of the Three Caballeros, which was a lot of fun, and that was on my channel. And then next week will be Inside Out. We pulled Inside Out, so that's gonna be a lot of fun too. So lots of good stuff. I've got a pin video coming out this week, so that should be fun too. But yeah, lots of good stuff, and I'm ready to talk about some movies.
Awesome. Dan is the movie man. Jim, how about yourself? How are you doing, and what's going on with the More Sunshine?
I'm doing well. Again, thank you for inviting me onto this show. Should be a lot of fun. I'm continuing to do my live streams every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I will have a top 10 list plus 5 tomorrow, and I'm going to count down the top walls of Disney World, the Instagram popular walls. So I'll be doing that tomorrow.
I love it.
And then I've been leaning into the shorts thing under Disney Dan's direction. I have been. No, I'm kidding. I've been releasing some shorts. One has taken off a tiny bit, so I've gained a few subscribers because of it. So, and they're super quick to do. So why not ride that train till it crashes? And I'm having fun with that. We fun just a couple of hours ago. So
nice.
But I'm looking forward to this show, Dean. Thanks again.
Thank you for hopping on. Rob Fuzz.
Hi.
What are you doing tonight, by the way?
I'm premiering, believe it or not. I had I never in a million years thought my number one video would, I think it's 117,000 views. It would be my Japanese Cinderella Castle video. And actually it gets criticized a lot because I have music in it, it's edited, and the quality is not that great. So I figured, why not go back and let's remaster that? Let's 1080p, let's do uncut. It looks amazing too. So I'm bringing it back. Let's see how it does. And I have a member video I just put out for my members, Club Disney. I don't know if you guys know about that. I was there on opening day, December 1st, 2015. It's very cool. My son John got to dance with Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Chip and Dale. It's so cool. It's very cool. It's like a disco and video and everything, and that'll be eventually on my channel for everyone else. But it's such a cool video. I just kind of found it. I asked my son, can I release it because it's a little cringy, and he's like, yeah, it's all right. He loves being on my channel. So he's 5 at the time. So a lot of fun. So thanks. And I've been doing a lot of retro videos looking back. We did Epcot last week, Epcot Center. This week was Magic Kingdom. Those are doing really cool too. I just have a lot of fun with retro. And I am live. Thank you so much for having me do this too, Dean. I am live Friday, 4:00. We are doing our top 10 lists, and Dan's there. You're going to be on it. I think we have the great Marco. So come join us this Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time, our top 10 list. So it's very confusing, but we'll get there though. We'll get there. So thanks for having me.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And
thanks.
If you go back and watch Rob's last retro premiere, you can see Rob when he was about 13, 14?
Yeah.
That was
I turned
awesome.
a big 5-0 in like a week and a half. And I am born the same year as Disney. Someone else is too. I don't know if they want to mention it or not, but 1971. Isn't it? Come on, though. Isn't it cool though?
Rob, we belong to a club that these other guys they can't understand. They have no understanding.
Yes. So I love whenever they show like Disney World 1971. I'm like, that's my birth year. It's so cool. So we share that common bond with Disney. So that's all. I didn't know if you wanted to say nothing, Jim. So, but yeah,
I don't mind. I'm proud of it, Rob.
But yeah, that was me in 1983. I was 13. So yes, thanks. Okay. It was a lot of
1994.
We know, baby. We know.
I'm a Lion King, baby.
Nah, sorry.
They helped me up in the hospital.
Well, we're going to. Well, I'm really excited about this. I've got my lines. I'm just going to say I'll go last here, but as we go around the horn, I had some real funny lines, and my daughter took a look at them and she said, mm-mm. So I went with more serious lines. So we'll see what you guys do.
So that's what I would see, Dean. You threw me already because I'm guessing. By the way, I'm going to know at least. I'm going to be honest too. I'm going to know at least 5 of Dean's top 10. I'm going to guess.
That's funny,
but I didn't think they were funny. I'm sorry, Dan.
So
you're going to know mine too. Yes, Dan. Jim I'm a little half and half.
Yeah, Jim will be unique. I think Jim's are going to be unique. But all right.
Since we established Jim and I are the same age, I feel we're going to have similar ones.
Oh,
I feel like
perhaps
this list is going to be very, very unique, and mine's going to be very uniquely bad.
It's going to be very uniquely Dan.
yeah, pretty much.
Too funny. Captain,
all right.
In the house. Captain, my captain. Sorry, get excited.
So I didn't get to say hi to everyone. Chris, welcome. Captain Akron. I saw a few other people. That Disinfinity is here. Emily. So welcome, everybody. And let's get rolling. We'll start with the youngest speller, and then we'll go around the horn. So let's go Dan, Rob, Jim, back up to me, and we'll start. I'm starting with my 10th. I'm assuming that's what you guys are going to do as well, right?
I'm just doing it in these are just my top 10. Like
10. These are on a piece of paper in the way I thought of them.
I can't rank them because they're all
took it serious. 10 to number 1.
I'm with you, Rob. With you.
Okay, so this quote, I've got like a 1 and a 1A. I told you, Dean, before we started, I'm going to be cheating all over. I'm going to call this pick my epic pick. My favorite movie of all time is Peter Pan, but my favorite non-Disney movie of all time is the line from this movie. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I'll have my vengeance in this life or the next. 2000s Gladiator.
I knew he was going to have the DVD too.
Blu-ray. It is just one of the greatest films I think ever been made. It is just a true word of an epic. And that scene where he reveals to Commodus who Gladiator was, the former commander, you just know everything just hit the fan. Commodus is in trouble. He knows he's in danger. And I just love that line so much that Russell Crowe just gives that performance. It's just amazing. And the 1A, I know it's actually not from Gladiator, but it's like similar, like epic Roman Greek time, is 300, where the guy says the most angriest quote of all time. This is Sparta! And it kicks the guy down an epic pick of Gladiator /300.
Awesome pick. You know what folks don't say about Gladiator? It was one of the best films ever made, but where'd you go, Rob?
He obviously hated my pick so much.
He's got to go rebuild his list now.
Oh, now you've changed the order. This is all confused.
You know, you can switch me over. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, guys. You guys froze, and I'm like, oh, someone froze. It was me. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
So, Gladiator.
Good picks, Dan.
Knew how to mix in special effects the way you should. And it's the way you don't even think about it when they get to the Colosseum. I think that I love your pick, Dan. That's a fantastic pick.
Great pick.
Thank you.
Perfect. Rob Fuzz.
All right, so I kind of picked my picks that kind of like relate to me and my world and my life and movies I watch and everything. So, these are kind of a lot of these movie lines are just movie lines I say, my family says, my kids say, my wife says. So it's just kind of stuff that, or you still hear to this day. I feel that shows a good test of movie lines. So my number 10 list in order of not as best, my favorite would be from League of Their Own. Tom Hanks is incredible. There's no crying in baseball. That's my number 10. So it's just good. We say it all the time. We're big baseball fans. Literally one time I felt bad. Someone on the Mets was getting traded, and the news came out during a game that he was getting traded, and he started crying during the game. And we kind of called him Crybaby. And of course we used that line. There's no crying in baseball. We used that line. So we use it still to this day. So I think it's just a cool line. Great movie. Tom Hanks is incredible. So that's my number 10 pick.
I never would have guessed that one.
See? Well, that's good, though.
I didn't guess it.
Well, that's good. You're going to guess some. Like, you're right.
Oh, no, I know.
All right, Jim.
That's Jim's number 10.
Rob, that was the 5th one I had written down. So
we're going to have very similar.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross that one out.
You just go audibles. I have a lot of audibles, too. Because I've it's funny. I go before Jim, so I'm going to do some audibles, too.
I'll go with another one, and I'll think of another 10th one later on. I can go. So I was inspired by Dan's first one, and there are a lot of movies that have rousing speeches, whether it's a sports movie or a war movie. However, this quote is not from Henry V. This is from Animal House. This is from John Belushi, who hadn't really said a whole lot during the movie. He comes out with this speech near the end, but the gang they're down and out, and somebody says mentions that it's over, and he comes out and he says, "Over? Nothing's over till we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?" And then somebody else says, "Germans? Forget it, he's rolling." "Hell no, and it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough," and then there's a beat because they can't think of the line right away. "The tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go." Ah! And he runs out and nobody follows him. But that speech, and I may have missed part of it, is one of the best parts of that movie, and it'll be my number 10 here.
I love it. Great pick.
Now, if you said Animal House, I thought it was going to be a 2-word line, and you know what words I mean.
Food fight.
Food fight.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of great lines. And actually, in my honorable mentions, I have a couple movies that there's a ton of lines from that I love personally. So
yeah,
that's a great pick, Jim. I love it.
Jim, you explained it in a way I just remember it all, and I haven't seen that movie in 20 some years. So great call.
Classic. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Number 10 for me, and I'm in order as well. So Rob, you will know that I'm doing a line from this movie. The question is which line, and there's just too many. So here we go. And I'm not good like you guys are, but I'm going to say it as much as I can. That's no moon. It's a space station.
Yes. Great pick.
So you maybe see that one coming.
I didn't see that one coming.
Star Wars came out in 1977. I was 17 years old. I wandered into a theater without understanding what I was about to see.
You couldn't have. That's the best part about it. So.
That's true. And
that's true.
What? I walked out. And so obviously that's my favorite Star Wars movie. That's a great line. There's other great lines, and as a plug for Gonzo, he is doing top 10 Star Wars quotes tomorrow night at 9:30. So check that out. All right.
I mean, that's just a classic, isn't it? I mean, you could almost have your whole stream just on that movie alone. Go back to one of my favorite films of all time. And it's one of the films that, for me, has the perfect 3-act play. It is the greatest Bond film of all time, and that is Casino Royale. Nice. Daniel Craig's first outing as Bond. And we're right in the middle of the poker game. For me, this is the most tense part of the film for me. You got Mads Mikkelsen, who's probably the best Bond villain, Le Chiffre, desperate to get rid of Bond. And what he does during one of the rounds is that he poisons Bond with his famous martini. So Bond, feeling a bit woozy, rushes out to the car. It's a very intense scene. He gets the defibrillator out of the Aston Martin, and he tries to sort of save his own life, but he doesn't. He's not able to do it. And Vesper comes on in, who's the sort of the Bond girl in the film, comes in and saves him. He gets himself back up, gets back dressed, gets back into the casino, and he sits back down opposite Le Chiffre, who tried to kill him 10 minutes out. He goes, "I'm sorry, that last hand nearly killed me." I absolutely love it because it's a reference to him. He knows that he's poisoned him, and he knows that it's just a nice little tie-in nod to the poker game that they're playing.
That's awesome.
Brilliant writing. I absolutely love it. I can't believe I didn't write that down before we started the stream, and I only thought about it as we were talking. Casino Royale. That hand nearly killed me. I love that movie, and I love that scene.
I love it. Very cool.
Great. Yep. That was good. All right.
I love it. Well, I think on my honorable mentions list, there's a lot of James Bond quotes from all the movies. So that's one of a great quote movies. So Good. I like that one, Dan. Good show.
Yeah.
Very cool. My turn?
Your turn.
All right. Number 9. This is, believe it or not, and I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but at the time, and I think this guy right here will agree with me, this is one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm a sucker, I don't know why, but for romantic comedies, I love them. A lot of movies growing up and everything, but one of my favorite movies of all time, When Harry Met Sally. Just a great movie and everything. And of course, they're in the deli. Got another one, Jim. So mad. Sorry, Jim. Cross off. So they're in the deli. Of course, it's a family-friendly stream, but they have a conversation going. Meg Ryan does something, and believe it or not, it's Carl Reiner's mother, the director. I think Carl Reiner. Is it Carl Reiner's? Am I right?
It was Rob Reiner's mother, Carl Reiner's.
Sorry, Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner's dad. Rob Reiner made the movie. His mother turns to the waiter and goes, "I'll have what she's having." So
yeah,
great line. I'm sorry, Jim. I took it from you.
It was the second one I had thought of. But, I'll come up with something else.
That's my pick for number 9. I know we're gonna have a big problem here. I can tell. Maybe we should switch. Go ahead, switch.
No. I like this. I like this. Keep going. I got Google on another tab open. I'll come up with something else.
There's hundreds, but I love that movie. It's so great. It's another reason, believe it or not, I like it. It takes place over time. I love movies that take place over time. I love movies that take place over different seasons too, and this one sure does. And I love the movie. I just haven't seen it in a long time, but that's my number 9 pick. Sorry, Jim.
Nice.
Please do not apologize.
Yeah, Jonathan Chong has it on Laserdisc.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Now you just need a Laserdisc player.
I never had a Laserdisc player. I'm bummed.
Yeah, my sister had
one.
You'd watch a movie and the quality was so great, or compared to VHS, and then you'd have to flip it over like a vinyl LP.
Yes.
Oh well.
Well, the only movie I could think of off the top of my head is Song of the South was actually officially released on Laserdisc, I believe. So I'm sure
I was able to rent that. Yeah, watched it on Laserdisc. Oh, it's funny.
Cool.
Our lists are identical, aren't they,
Robert?
Okay.
Sure. You want me to send you my list privately?
No. Here's what's my next one.
Which is
I'm going to say before you can say it, because I think maybe this is on your list. So, one of the funniest movies ever made, and that's not just me, that's AFI, the American Film Institute. Airplane had so many funny lines, but probably the most often quoted is the line where Stryker says, "Surely you can't be serious."
Yeah.
And Leslie Nielsen's character says, "I am serious, and don't call me Shirley." Now, that movie, I mean, not only did it have hundreds of sight gags, but the wordplay in the dialogue was unlike anything we had really ever seen before. That movie was kind of groundbreaking and revolutionary. Yeah. And that line in particular, like when I was looking for lines, I already knew I was going to put that on my list, but that was on every list that I came across. So I wanted to say that before Rob could.
It's not even on my list. It's on my honorable mentions, but it's a great line. It's a great line. And you got to remember too, like the age we were then, Jim, it was like borderline, it had nudity. It had, I think it was a little bit of cursing. It was very, I was very risque for the time. And I'll never forget, my aunt took me to the movie, me and my brother, and I literally laughed so hard I fell on the floor. What movie can you say that you fell on the floor because you laughed so hard? When you first saw it, it was unbelievable. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Airplane 2 is good too. They go to space on the space shuttle. But,
was that the one with William Shatner?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was hilarious in that movie.
Great pick, Jim. Great pick.
Yeah,
very
that
nice.
was great.
But how does it stand up now, Dan? Have you watched Airplane? You ever see it?
Not for a long time. I haven't seen it in a good about 5-6 years, so I need to go back and rewatch it.
Good pick, yeah.
Well, my next line is going to date me, and so you won't know.
This is where I'm in trouble. So
yeah, I'm afraid there's a lot of these. It's from Lawrence of Arabia, which was 60s, I think. And there's a scene where, Lawrence, Captain Lawrence, is in with this Prince Faisal, and Prince Faisal is the sort of the leader of the Arab movement, and he's telling him what the problems are, and Lawrence says, "Time to be great again, my lord." That was a good line. So I highly recommend Lawrence of Arabia. That was I actually rented out a movie theater in Minneapolis and showed that, and had 260 people show up. So it was a huge, it was a really cool evening. So I had to do homage to Lawrence of Arabia. I highly recommend it.
I haven't seen it. I need to definitely see it. It's been on my list for a long time.
I did that.
You got to remember though, back then movies, it's a slower pace. Marvel is the opposite. Marvel is fast paced.
It's true. Though Endgame was 3 hours.
A fast pace. I love it.
Fast pace. Love it.
Right. Dan, we're back to you.
Okay, so number 3. I chose a British classic. This film I watched this week. It is called Monty Python's Life of Brian. For me, this was Monty Python's greatest film they ever made. And The Life of Brian is, if you've never seen the film, it is a film that Python created to sort of not mock, but sort of make fun of followers of different religions in a comedic kind of way. And it's so absurd. There's this guy who's Brian, and people believe he's the Messiah, even though he's not the Messiah. And this is kind of where my quote comes from. So it's kind of like two quotes in one. So his mother says in front of all of his sort of followers, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. And they were like, just sort of getting into it. And then when Brian goes to see his followers, I'm going to have to beep out the explicit words here. But the quote goes, "I am not the Messiah. Will you please listen? I am not the Messiah. Honestly, do you understand?" And then sort of one of the believers goes, "Only the true Messiah denies his divinity." Wait, well, what sort of chance does that give me? All right, I am the Messiah. And then they all go like, he is the Messiah. And then Brian goes, "Now, off." And then all the followers go, "How should we off, oh Lord?" Just go away, leave me alone. So it is just...
Didn't you just watch it the other day?
I literally just watched it the other day. It is just it's one of the films I have to watch every year. Especially during this time, because I know sort of January is a bit of it's after Christmas, everyone sort of it's cold, it's wet and horrible, and this film just brightens my day. It's hilarious, it's funny, and if you haven't seen the Monty Python's Life of Brian, please go watch it. It's just great. Are you the Judean People's Front? No, we're the People's Front of Judea.
This is the same kind of comedy as the Holy Grail?
Exactly the same. The same. Yeah, it's very tongue-in-cheek, very explicit, but also very, very humorous.
Everyone's loving your pick. Very cool.
Yeah, you got some fans out there. This is Sean and Lana from Australia, and I think they know your film, Dan.
Good morning, guys. Because I know it's quite a long time ahead of us.
All right. Nice to have you here. Rob Fuzz, we're up to you.
So Dan had a bunch of Disney stuff. I don't know. He incited a rule at some point that we had to have Disney stuff. And I thought to myself, I don't have any Disney on my list. Wow. So I went back. It was so funny. Like I told Dean, I came up with this list real fast of like 25 different items. And I sat there today and tweaked them for 20 minutes. So, but my number 8, Dan's going in reverse order, or Dan's number 3, as Dan would say. one of my all-time favorite Disney movies, Toy Story, "To Infinity and Beyond" is my quote. Sorry, Jim.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I wanted to throw that in too. Great line, great. But that's one of those movies too on my list of honorable mentions, like great quotable movies. There's a ton of quotes in there. A lot of, like every time someone doesn't get a gift they don't like, and like, bed sheets, who invited that kid? I love that line too. There's just a ton of lines in the Toy Story that I love. Very witty. Come on, you have Don Rickles in there, the king of the one-liners. Him alone, his quotes alone are incredible. But I put in there "To Infinity and Beyond," Buzz Lightyear, Toy Story. Got to put some Disney in there. So Jim looks stunned. Sorry, Jim.
Did you have to?
I have no Disney on my list.
Oh.
I took them all off my list.
I didn't think Disney either. So, but there's a lot of great Disney lines, of course. But come on,
that's a great one.
All you, Jimmy.
All right.
All right.
Next, I'm replacing one of the ones I crossed off because it had been mentioned already. And there's no better time to do it than right now, because it's by the same makers of the movie Airplane. And this is the movie before Airplane. It's called The Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh, wow.
And it's from 1977. And it's a series of vignettes. It's not a dramatic movie at all. It's more like The Groove Tube was another movie of the same vein in that time period. Another movie like that is Amazon Women on the Moon from the 80s was another movie like that. Anyway, the Kentucky Fried Movie from the makers of Airplane, but it predates it. And one of the vignettes in the Kentucky Fried Movie is a spoof on Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee movie. And Klein is the villain. And and I can't remember the Bruce Lee character's name, but he's being briefed on the evil Dr. Klein's island and the personnel that he has around him. And the one line is, as he's being briefed, he's being told about two different characters. So the line goes, "This is Butkus, Klein's bodyguard. He is tough and ruthless. This is Kwong, Klein's chauffeur. He is rough and toothless." And I just thought that's so simple.
Nice.
But so brilliant. And I remember it to this day. Not that I saw the movie in 1977. It's rated R, and I would have been 6 years old. But I saw it when I was in high school. And that's the one line that I've never forgotten. And I just thought it's so simple, yet so brilliant, and I wish I had thought of something like that. And it's lines like that kind of inspire me and try to get me to thinking of similar things like that. So just that wordplay, I enjoy that quite a bit.
Nice.
Nice pick.
Never
seen that movie. Never seen it.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if it holds up. It was dated when I watched it. I can only imagine how dated it seems now, but there's some funny stuff in it.
I thought you were going the other way and go Naked Gun, but you went before.
I could.
I wasn't even thinking Naked Gun. Okay.
All right. I'm at 8. And Rob, this is one you'll know. You'll see it coming. Very simple. And I mentioned that I actually knew the actor who said this line. I haven't got time to bleed. I can't say that very well. I haven't got time to bleed. No, I can't say it. That's it. You know the line, right? Y'all seen Predator.
Yes, former governor of your fine state.
That's right, Jesse the Bod. And Jesse used to come into my store where I worked, and when he was just an all-star wrestler, and became the mayor of Brooklyn Park. Wow. And then my ex-girlfriend was his secretary, and then he went on to become the governor, which we couldn't believe. And who knows? All right.
That he named his autobiography. That isn't that the name of his book?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I have to say, in all fairness, when I watched that movie and I heard that line, I said, That's his line. I knew it right away. It was good. All right, Mr. Dan.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off you because you brought up Predator. And this is where I'm going to cheat. This is my Arnold compilation quote. I couldn't look. For me, Arnold Schwarzenegger has probably the greatest catalog of quotes of all time, in my opinion. So you've got like, get to the chopper and put the cookie down. You got the I'll be back.
You love Schwarzenegger quotes.
I love Schwarzenegger.
You say them all the time.
Allow me to break the ice.
Like off stream, Dan will just rattle them off. It's unbelievable.
So, and then you got like, it's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. But there's just so many Arnold Schwarzeneggerisms that I just absolutely love. But if I had to pick one, I don't know. There's just so many good ones. I think I'll just go with Terminator 2 because I feel that that's probably his best movie. It's one of the best action films of all time. And he has the gun ready to point at the T-1000 and he goes, hasta la vista, baby.
It's on one of my lists. Yes.
I just absolutely love Arnold. He's not the greatest actor of all time, but for me, in terms of quotes, he's up there. Like you could,
I could in that movie. So good.
He's been in like everything.
Man.
I'm glad you gave an Arnold quote.
Oh, I can keep going if you want.
I'll be back. And Hasta la vista was on my honorable mentions.
If you
keep going,
I could do a whole list of Mr. Freeze top 10 quotes because of how bad they are.
Don't do that.
Love to stick around.
Don't do that.
There we go. So I chose my fourth pick is just Arnold.
Nice.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Enough said. Yeah. Enough said. Nice line. All right, Rob.
Well, my next pick. I dare anyone out there or here to go on a boat and not say this line.
I know it.
See? Yeah. It's just, and these are my things. This is part of my list. Like,
you don't even need to say it.
That people say all the time. So, of course, Titanic. I'm the king of the world. We say it all the time. My kids say it. They never seen the movie, but they say it too. I did it on the cruises when I went on the cruise.
Was that the one you went for? I thought you'd go for a different one.
Yeah, hang on. And that'll be my next one.
Bring it back. Then.
I thought. I'm not even going to go that. Rob, just put it this way. Rob, I am very disappointed in you.
Should we all say it?
List is over yet.
Dean, Jim, and I will say it all in one go.
All right. We can do it. 1, 2, 3. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, it's on my list. You gotta get there, guys. Give me a break.
I get one before Rob did. Okay.
Did your build up? You're like, I was on a cruise, and I always say this, and then you go with a Titanic reference.
But I didn't say it's not on my list. Will it be number one though, Dan? We'll have to see. So. Yeah, King of the World. Come on, you have to stand on there. You got to imitate him. You got to do it. Come on. We're not getting the Jaws yet. Give me a break. We'll get there. Oh, you, Jim. Go ahead.
No, that was my next one. I'm so glad you didn't say it. I will say though, that line was not in the script and it was improvised. You guys have probably talked about this on your own shows in the past, but it's so iconic and brilliant, and I've heard it in other movies, and it's just one of the best from a Steven Spielberg film.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, there goes. That was my number 4.
I'm sure we're all gonna have it. So, did you have it too, Dan? You knew I was gonna have it. So,
I didn't have it.
Wow. Because it wasn't in Jaws 4.
Because it wasn't in Jaws 4.
See, this is where I make my audibles, and this is why I told Dean I didn't want to really give him my picks in advance because I'm going to switch them around. So, all right, it's made your audible.
Disney. Good to see you, Barbara.
Good pick, guys.
Yeah, we all knew that was good.
That's one of my all-time favorite lines. So I love the line, of course. You guys know me and Jaws and everything. Lisa's over there. Not again. Not Jaws again. But yes, I love it. Good pick there, Jim.
Yep. All right, Jim.
That was his pick. He did it.
You're not going to do another one. Okay. All right. Oh, should I go? Should I skip mine too? Since I was going to start with a joke. Okay, here was my joke. I was going to use this first, and I totally forgot. Here's my line, and Meg will appreciate this joke. A diversion. Does anyone know that line? It's the worst line in Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, it's the worst
I figured
line.
it was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. All right, I'll do my next one, and my next one is more just of a kind of a heart sentimental line. It's from Ben-Hur. It's at the end of the movie. Judah Ben-Hur has really, he's taken his revenge in a sense to Masala. Masala is dead, but he doesn't have everything resolved until the very end. And he says, "And I felt his voice take the sword out of my hand." It's a great line from Ben-Hur. And I'm dating myself. So how many people have seen Ben-Hur? Have you all seen Ben-Hur?
I have seen it. Not recently, but I've seen it.
The original Ben-Hur.
The original, yeah, by far the best.
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick a Ben-Hur quote. So.
Okay, well, you knew the movie. The line that I wanted to do, my daughter said I couldn't put it on here, and the line was, "One God I can understand, but one wife, that is not civilized, that is not generous."
Very nice.
Okay, Dan, we're back to you.
Okay, so apart from Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is the other greatest actor of all time?
I'm going to think Dan.
Great answer, Nicolas Cage. So,
yeah. Yes, good call.
Nicholas, look, if I was stuck in a room, I think I've broken deed. If I was stuck in a room, right, with any actors, I would have Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'd have Nicolas Cage. Now, for me, Nicolas Cage is one of those actors who's beyond the Academy. He's beyond all the awards because he is that talented and he has such great charisma. And every time he is in a film, you just know he is going to go mad. I'm talking about films like Vampire's Kiss and just there's so many great lines. We'll talk about Vampire's Kiss for a sec. I just love the fact that he just walks around. Well, no, not walks around. He runs around the city just shouting, "I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! Kill me! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!" Just that alone is just so entertaining. But the film that I'm going to go with is a classic. It is an absolute classic, and it's called The Wicker Man. One of the greatest films ever made. And Nicolas Cage, his character is being tied down by these sort of pilgrim villains of the film. And there's two lines. And the first one is, "Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey." Because obviously, and then he puts the beehive over his head. And then he goes, the bees, the bees, the bees. Just that whole scene sums up the acting ability. Legendary Nicolas Cage. The Wicker Man, killing me will not bring back. Come on. If nobody thought of that film, I don't know.
I could honestly say not one person in the chat thought of that film. Sorry, I thought you were going to say Michael Caine as your favorite actor.
Not yet.
Not there yet.
I'm kind of with Walt on this one. Yeah, he is on talent.
He is phenomenal. Have you seen him in films like Ghost Rider and
I love
Raising Arizona?
National Treasure.
National Treasure. There you go.
I think that's the last movie I saw him in.
His British accent in National Treasure 2, when he's on the banister, he's going, "Hello, governor," when he's talking to the police officer, is a better English accent than Dick Van Dyke's in Mary Poppins.
Believe it. Believe that, right?
Well,
so my pick is Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man.
Nice.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming either. So, So, like I said, I'm going to do some audibles. If you picked it, I'm going to throw some of my honorable mentions in here. So, another good line. You hear it all the time, and a lot of good stuff that I think stands the test of time. You hear a lot too from A Few Good Men. Jack Nicholson. You can't handle the truth. Great line. Come on, it's a great line.
Yeah,
great film.
And,
great line.
It's said a lot. A lot of people. It's like kind of like a joke kind of thing at this point. So, that's my pick.
Did you see it's Joey's World's comment? He said, "Can we start a GoFundMe for Dad to buy him more movies?"
Great. Unfortunately he's got a lot over there.
I think you need to do a GoFundMe to make Dan stop watching movies.
That's funny, Lisa. That's awesome. But that's my pick. It's a great line. It's a great moment. It's just a good film. So you didn't have that one, right, Jim?
I did not have that one. But my next one is from another movie that they would show on cable quite often when we were younger. John Gielgud, Dudley Moore, the original Arthur. It's jam-packed full of awesome lines. I had trouble coming up with just one.
Yes.
But early on, he I'll set the stage here. He's being forced into a relationship with a debutante, a woman, so the two families can, have their fortunes together. Arthur is not interested in this woman he's been set up with, Susan Johnson. But they go out to dinner. He's forced to go out to dinner with her.
Highfalutin.
And he's an alcoholic. Arthur is an alcoholic. And during the dinner, Susan says, "A real woman can stop you from drinking." And Arthur's response is, as he's holding his scotch in his hand, "It'd have to be a real big woman." And I mean, that's just one of dozens of hilarious lines, well delivered by both Dudley Moore and John Gielgud with his dry humor. Was amazing. It's one of my favorite movies. So that's one of my favorite lines.
Love that pick.
Yeah, great pick.
Really good.
Love it.
He was made for that role, I should say.
Indeed.
It was awesome. He had a couple other successful movies, but that was his creme de la creme.
Well, my next is from a movie you will expect me to quote. You may not know the line. Well, you'll know the line, but there's so many, and I'll give you a clue. Was featured in The Great Movie Ride, and there was an airplane, so you know the movie. Mm-hmm. But the line is, of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. And if you haven't seen Casablanca, again, this is showing my age, but the movie takes the time to build the characters, to build, you just feel intimately close to the struggles and the feelings, and especially Humphrey Bogart. I'm not a big Humphrey Bogart fan per se, but he was so good in this movie, and he made you feel the pain he felt losing the beautiful Ingrid Bergman to the other guy. So there you go, Casablanca. And I'll bet none of you quoted Casablanca, did you?
Did not.
I did not.
I had a feeling you were going to pick something from there, but
yeah,
I did not.
What's Humphrey Bogart's famous line though? And it's Played Again, Sam. Whatever. Is that from that?
It's not Played Again, Sam, but
that's not wrong. I know that's wrong.
Yeah,
I think he just says, "Play it, Sam."
Yeah, play it, Sam. Yeah.
As time goes by, or something. Is that the name of the song he plays?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Here's Looking at You, Kid. Is that maybe?
I thought you were going to pick one of those two. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
It's a great movie.
I'm on that Dean mentality. I got like two so far. Maybe that one too, but that movie. But I didn't know that line at all. So fun.
Mr. Dan.
So I feel like after my two picks being Arnold Schwarzenegger and Nicolas Cage, I need to kind of redeem myself at the moment.
Redeem yourself? Wow.
And don't worry, Fast and the Furious is not on my list. So there we go. So there are, I think a lot of people know that I cry at most things. But there is one film I absolutely love that makes me just I go through a whole box of tissues because of how much I cry. And it's from the greatest trilogy of all time, The Lord of the Rings, right at the end of The Return of the King, when they're all at the end of the film in front of everybody at the Citadel. Aragorn has just become king, and he walks up to Frodo and Sam and Merry and Pippin. And this is the first time since Rivendell, whatever, I can't remember the exact Rivendell, that they were all there, and they've been on this long journey. And obviously, being hobbits, they are smaller than everybody else. The hobbits bow to Aragorn the king, and he goes, "No, my friends, you bow to no one, and everyone in the city bows below the height of these hobbits, making them feel like they are 10 feet tall and on top of the world." And the music and the cinematography, that line, "My friends, you bow to no one," if you don't cry at that quote after you've watched all of the films, one after the other, you are not human, because it is just a beautiful, beautiful scene. So yeah, I chose "My Friends, You Bow to No One" by Aragorn to the Hobbits.
I loved it. Aren't you glad that they gave Viggo Mortensen that role? I mean, they had somebody else. He nailed that role.
Perfect casting.
Yeah.
Just, I love it.
A
lot of good lines. A lot of good lines.
That's good. I love the way you guys set these lines up. My lines are like, you know them. You know, there's no setup on my lines, but that was a good one. I loved it. I guess it's my turn.
Question, Tina.
Oh, how are you not in theater? They kicked me out.
I go see your movie
because I said I like Nicolas Cage. They kicked me out.
All right, Rob, we're up to you.
This might be on Dean's list. I don't know, but there's no real all these. You know these lines. I don't know. You guys picked your favorite lines. I'll be honest, I've never heard of half yours, Dan. And Jim, I've heard a couple, and it's cool and everything. But I went with the easy ones, I guess. I'm like, did I do something wrong? But I guess there's no real rules or anything. But
nope.
My next one is going to be, I think this might be one of the most famous lines of all movie history. I don't know. So from The Godfather, "I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse."
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, it's just parodied a lot. It's used a lot. I say it all the time. It's just kind of like a goof thing. Is that on your list there, Jim?
It is.
Oh, okay.
So that makes
let's talk together about it then.
That makes four.
It's just such a cool line. I haven't seen the Godfather trilogy in a long time, but they're great movies. Obviously, so they're just intense. But
I think Walt earlier said, "I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender." Same actor and the same intensity.
Stella! He says that. It's in mine too. It's on the list. So
great pick.
Good. That's my pick. I'm so sorry I don't have these long stories, guys. So.
No, it's we're running out of time here. It's good.
Yeah, we are
keeping it brief.
Jim, you're up.
Okay. Next, I'll keep it brief too. Dr. Strangelove. Peter Sellers plays, I think, 3 different roles in here. There's a scene where they're discussing strategy, and a couple of the characters are arguing. And then Peter Sellers' character says, "Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room." And it's just brilliant, and it's brilliant on multiple levels. I mean, it's funny. The wordplay's funny, but the double meaning and it's like a commentary on war in one movie line right there. It's just such a compact gut punch of a movie line. Love it.
Great line. Odd film. It's an odd film. Yeah. For its day, especially.
Stanley Kubrick.
So, yeah, Stanley Kubrick always had an edge to him. He wrote A Clockwork Orange, or did A Clockwork Orange, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it's me. All right. Number 5. No one's going to know this line. No one's going to hardly know this movie.
Okay.
But listen to the line.
But this is what I like about you, Dean. I like learning about stuff from
if you guys
from your world.
Suggestion from me, see this film, and here's the line, and then I'll tell you the film. It's, a man can be hard to find in the mountains. You're welcome at my fire anytime. Who knows the movie?
Not me.
The Empire Strikes Back.
I'll give you a clue.
Goonies.
If Down Under Cruisers were still here, they absolutely would know this line and this movie.
Rescuers Down Under.
Crocodile Dundee.
You're getting closer, but it's nope. It's The Man from Snowy River. And I cannot recommend this film highly enough. It is almost a perfect film, in my opinion. Go watch this film. So it was a great film. All right. We're to Dan, and we're running out of time. So
I'll keep it brief. Keep it short and sweet, like the character in my next pick from the greatest Star Wars character of all time. Do or do not. There is no try.
I was thinking there's a lot of good Yoda quotes we could use.
Greatest line for me in Star Wars. Yoda is my favorite character, and I go through life just telling people when, I'll try and do this. I'm like, no. You either do it or you don't, like Yoda says. So do or do not. There is no try. From The Empire Strikes Back.
Nice. That is the line that I had number 2 for my Star Wars pick, but I went with the other.
Nice.
Rob Fuzz.
Okay, so when you have a son named John, you use this line a lot. These 2 lines. And it's funny because I added back in A Few Good Men that replaced my Jaws pick, but another Jack Nicholson quote, The Shining, very disturbing movie when I was a kid. It bothered me. I love Stephen King. Here's Johnny. And he's coming through and everything. There's Dan's doing it and everything. Here's Johnny. Yes, exactly. And then, of course, The Tonight Show. Here's Johnny. We say those a lot too, my son. So I think I took another one of Jim. Sorry, Jim.
No.
Okay, good. That's my pick. The Shining. Here's Johnny. I love Stephen King. I love all his books and everything. So that's my pick. I haven't seen that one in a long time too. I might not ever watch it again either. So, but it's a good line. We say it a lot and everything. So that's a good one too, Emily. I had that too.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't pick. I was going to do a Back to the Future, but there's so many from Back to the Future. But that's one I'm going to rattle off my honorable mentions at the end. But Back to the Future's on my
Calvin Klein.
Yes. Go ahead, Jim.
I tried not to include catchphrases on my list, though I wasn't totally successful because I certainly have those on my list. So I was trying to think of lines that I liked and could remember. But from the movie Spinal Tap, which was largely improvised, there's a line. It's kind of a throwaway line, but I have never forgotten it. These guys, their band was just given their brand new album cover, and it's just black. There's nothing to it, and they're just talking back and forth, and one guy's trying to rationalize the album cover, and he says, "I guess there's a fine line between stupid." And then another character says, and clever. So there's a fine line between stupid and clever, which I think they just improvised and they were just riffing at the time, but it's so good. It's great. They're movie. Right. They're absolutely right about that, and it's a throwaway line. It's not one that they would put on a movie poster or anything. Right. But I love that line from Spinal Tap.
Like, that's another movie. It's on my list. Spinal Tap quotes. You could quote that whole movie. This one goes to 11. There's a ton of quotes in there. Great pick. I saw Spinal Tap live, Jim.
Did you really?
Yep, the Beacon Theater. They toured, and I saw them live. They were really good. And Jamie Lee Curtis, which is the lead singer's wife, was standing right next to me watching it. It was a great day.
Wow,
a lot of fun. Great movie.
It's kind of like the first movie of its genre, wasn't it? Like a mockumentary.
Like a mock documentary. And Christopher Guest has come out with so many, and there are so many great lines in all of his movies. And I think they're all improvised.
Yeah.
That's some great lines.
Love that
great movie.
That does not stand up to the test of time, by the way.
No, but it's a good movie though.
And when you tour with a real band, there's a lot of situations in that movie that are real, that you're on the road and it's like you get lost in an arena, which they get lost in an arena. It's scary. It's kind of funny.
All right. I'm going to do my next one. I have 4 you're going to need a bigger boat. I'm doing, again, this line you will not know, and I might skip it. I'm going to go to my second, and that one you will know. It's a Lord of the Rings. And here it is. It's that there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for.
That's a good line.
Great line. I know. Samwise Gamgee alone has such amazing lines.
Yeah. He had a real presence in that film.
Yeah. It was almost his story rather than Frodo's.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're right.
Yeah. Great line.
Mr. Rob.
It's Dan's turn, but go ahead, Dan.
I'm sorry, Dan.
He really doesn't like Dan's list. He wants to go straight to Rob.
My next line is from the movie. Sorry.
After you hear my next one, you wish it was Rob next. So Rob knows this quote very well because I've spoken about this quote a lot on Pub Talk and on our Hangouts. It is from a film by John Carpenter called They Live. And it stars Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Show the DVD, Dan. Go ahead, or the Blu-ray. He has it right there, ladies.
There it is. Rowdy Roddy Piper, and the whole premise is obviously him trying to identify the aliens with the sunglasses and whatever. And he walks into, I think it's the bank, and he goes, "Right, I come here to kick gas and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of bubblegum."
I love that line.
I mean, that line is
that reminds me of you.
Classic Rowdy Roddy Piper, classic 80s. Boom. Like, it's just so good. And I love this movie. If you haven't seen They Live, go watch it.
Greatest fist fight in all of movie making.
Oh,
it's been a long
you gotta watch this film. Really, really great film. Cheesy as hell.
Okay.
Yeah. My next movie, and a lot of people were quoting the other famous quote from this movie. "You had me at hello," and I love Jerry Maguire. I haven't seen it in a long time again. A lot of these movies, but "Show me the money" is my quote because I say it all the time. Show me the money, Jimmy. But he's just crossing off his list. Show me the money, Jimmy.
No, it's not on my
list. Show me the money. That's my quote.
I believe that is listed as one of the top of all time.
I love it, though. Come on. It's a great movie. I got to see it again. I haven't seen it in a long time. So good one. That's my pick. Okay, Jim.
That's a good one.
All right, Jim.
This is the last one on my list, so you can skip me the rest of the time. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he says it once early on in the movie, but it's the very last line of the film. After everything has taken place, he says, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it." And I think that's one of the best lines.
Great line. Oh,
I don't see movies a lot repeats in movie theaters, but I saw that movie 4 times in the movie theater. The premiere, like the sneak preview, the last week it was out. Like I saw it another time. Like I think on a re-release I saw it. I love that movie.
Oh, it's so great. One of John Hughes's best, and they the fact that they break the fourth wall and talk to the camera, and the fact that they were young characters appealed to us, Rob. So yeah, absolutely, great movie.
Love it.
Yeah, nice call.
Great film, great line.
I'm actually on my last one as well, so you can skip me after this. But Carlos, you're in the chat, I believe. You will know this line. You will know this movie. It is our favorite, well, my second favorite movie, and it's only 4 words. And it is His God is God. Movie, guys?
10 Commandments.
Yes, the 10 Commandments. Right at the end when he realizes he is up against something he cannot battle. And great line. So, Carlos, I'm expecting some kind of feedback from you there.
Nice.
All right, Dan, we're back to you.
All right, my number 9. When I was making the list, I wanted to. There was a line that I remember seeing a couple of years ago that has a lot of relevance to nowadays, and unfortunately, last year we lost an incredible actor, being Chadwick Boseman. The man behind Black Panther, and this line was taken in the post-credit scene of Black Panther, which has a lot of meaning behind it, which has a lot of relevance to the modern day. And I just want to read it. And it says, "In times of crisis, the wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we are one single tribe." I mean, is such a beautiful quote, a beautiful message that I think will always resonate, that line with Chadwick. And I wish that people should just think and just look at that quote and be like, we need to just live together in harmony like a tribe and just move forward and build those bridges. So
nice.
A beautiful line and very overlooked line.
Yeah. Dan, that's a great pick. And that line came after the credits. And that accomplished something that the entirety of Wonder Woman 1984 couldn't do in its entire 8-hour runtime, or however long it was. It tried to convey the same message and could not. And that was a movie Marvel threw in after the movie, after the credits. You know what I mean?
In the movie.
Yeah, wasn't in the movie.
Wow,
it's crazy.
I love it. I absolutely love that line, that quote.
Nice, good pick.
Yeah, that was great. All right, Rob Fuzz.
I know. I went with the. What did you say, Jim? The catchphrases. Sorry, guys, but I feel these are just what I like. So Wizard of Oz, classic line. Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. I say it a lot. I think it's obviously it's Wizard of Oz. It's a classic. Another great movie ride. I don't think does she say it in the ride? I don't think she does. But it's a great line. I just say it all the time. So
Rob, the reason they're catchphrases is because they are so great.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But I loved all your picks. I loved everyone's picks. So good. I love talking movies with you guys. I wish I can go 5-6 hours with you guys talking.
I know.
Too funny. But that's my pick. Obviously it's a common one. So I love it though. Thanks, Tina, for sharing my link.
Yeah. Are you, Jim? You're really out.
I'm out. Yeah, Rob took my rest.
As am I. So we're back to Dan.
Oh gosh. Well, I said I wouldn't go there. I lied. I'm gonna go there. I thought I'd leave my last one to do the greatest film ever made, and that is Jaws 4.
Nice. I love when you do these lines.
Brody's son, Michael, and Ellen Brody are in the kitchen, and Michael goes, "Dad died of a heart attack," and Ellen Brody goes, "No, he died from fear. The fear of it killed him." And I'm just like, that is the worst, greatest line of dialogue I've ever heard in my life. Surely
you love that line.
Surely the person who killed 2 sharks would be the person on planet Earth who wouldn't die from a heart attack of fear of a shark. It's so badly written. That is, you know what? That line is even worse than the shark's line later in the film, where it roars like a lion. But that line just absolutely drives me insane. How they ruined Brody and his character, and how they killed him off like that, because he died because of the fear of the shark, though he killed 2.
Love it.
Oh, it just drives me insane.
We have to have a watch party for that movie, for Jaws 4.
Shark Week this year.
It's coming.
The return. The revenge.
Believe it or not, my number 2 was going to be You're Going to Need a Bigger Boat. That was my number 2 on my list. I didn't have it as number 1. That's the shocker there. Oh. You're done, right, Dan? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was just doing the Jaws thing with you. But my number 1, it's a tie from Star Wars. Come on, I had to have a Star Wars quote in here. I have a very bad feeling about this. As they say it in every movie, I believe. Yep. But of course, come on, the number 1 line from Star Wars, "May the Force be with you." Come on, that is the ultimate movie line. No one said it. Yep. I'm glad no one said it. It's my number 1. That's what I picked. So I get some honorable mentions if I could say them real quick. I could rattle them off. Is that all right? Sixth Sense. I see dead people. We say that a lot. I have Airplane. I have Terminator on here. This is a funny line. I had no clue what this movie is, and I thought maybe Dean was going to come up with this. The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need those. It's a whole huge line, but we don't need those stinking badges. I was going to put in there. I thought Dean was going to put in there. Yeah. So Field of Dreams. If you build it, he will come. I have it in there. Mommy Dearest. No wire hangers ever. I know Jim's seen that. Yep. Forrest Gump, of course, as a lot of people said that. Your mom said like your life's like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get. Rocky, yo Adrian, I got that. This one's for Road Trip Dave. I feel the need for speed. I have it in here. Greatest quotable movies I love: Back to the Future, Airplane. Jim, come on, Caddyshack. There's a ton of great quotes in there. Jaws 4 is in there. I don't know if you guys know Mr. Mom. There's a zillion amazing quotes from Mr. Mom. Me and my family always say that. I love it. Spinal Tap, Toy Story, Roger Rabbit, Finding Nemo, Ferris Bueller, Eddie Murphy movies, and Stacy said it earlier, Ghostbusters I have in there too. They're my honorable mentions. So
I got 3 honorable mentions.
Go for it. All Sorry, right. I had a lot.
I've got Why So Serious? Heath Ledger, classic.
Nice.
I've got from one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made, Aliens. Get away from her, you.
Yes, that's a great one.
And then my last one is, get your paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
Nice. From Planet of the Apes, yeah. That was
So I just had to too.
Well, what was the end of Planet of the Apes? That was the bigger line.
No, the only reason why I say get your paws off me, because that's what people tell me after I try and take their food off them.
But what did he say at the end when he saw the Statue of Liberty? Sorry for the spoiler alert.
I think he just goes, no.
You did it. You maniacs. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Good stream, guys. A lot of fun.
Yeah. This was fun.
For this line. Good stream.
Thanks for having a great
thank you.
Top 10 movie list. Guys, don't forget, check out theliveplace.com. Dean is the worst promoter of his own stuff. Dreamers Empire. And of course, this channel. If I brought over from Jim or from Dan or me, definitely hit the subscribe button. Dean just did a stream this morning. He does them on Mondays and Fridays mornings. He does the live places like the TV guide of the internet, of YouTube. So definitely check out theliveplace.com and subscribe to this channel because Dean is awesome.
Did you hire Rob, Dean?
Yes, because he doesn't promote himself good. And check out Rob first. I have a premiere at 7:45.
Yeah, Rob has a premiere at 7:45. That's 1 hour from now. And each of you, do you mind just saying the top 10 you're doing again, and then anything you want to plug? So Dan.
So my top 10 is a mystery top 10, not because I'm not telling people, it's because I don't know yet. But that'll be a Disney Fiasco episode 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right. Rob Fuzz.
Top 10 lists. Like if it's my favorite Disney ride, my favorite color, my favorite flavored jelly bean. We don't know what it is, but your favorite top 10 lists. I want you guys to come and play too. And Dean's going to be there and Dan's going to be there. Jim, unfortunately, might make a video and might make a cameo. And then my birthday is the following week. So
That's right.
Fridays 4:00. Please check me out. I do some retro videos too. Rob Fuzz. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for promoting the link there.
Thank you, Jim. Tomorrow.
I normally do a top 15 list because I like to outdo everybody. And it's going to be top 15 walls of Walt Disney World. These are the Instagram favorites that people like to pose in front of. And I don't normally do that, but I thought it would be a nice Disney top 10 topic to do. So the popular walls of Walt Disney World.
I love when your son's on too, Jim. He's fun.
I do too. I wish he'd like doing it more. Thank you.
I understand that D&G would be interested in doing a top 10 bathrooms at Disney World, and I would so do that. You in? All right. Think about this. I am doing top 10 things that Disney has ever done on Friday with T-Town Mary Ellen, Sooner Girl Travels, which is Leanne, Epcot Bob, my brother, and my partner Road Trip Dave. And that's going to be 9:00 Friday night. Looking forward to it. All week long, top 10s. No more tonight, but we got a bunch tomorrow. Check out the live plays. You'll see in the category Trap Down, there's a top 10. So thank you, everybody, for joining. And we went 15 minutes over, but nice to have you here. Disney Dan, Rob Fuzz, Jim of More Sunshine, please. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Dean. Thank you for the live.
Thanks, Dean. I appreciate it.